well, I am back with another interview, and this time this is really exciting. This is the first band we're going to talk to in the lead up to Good Things, and I've actually got lead vocalist Eddie Berg from Swedish metal band Imminence. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. It's a
No,
pleasure.
yeah, it's great to have you. I mean, I've been a fan of the band since 2019, that's the
Oh,
time I guess I found you guys when Infectious dropped, which I think was probably the song
yeah,
that got a lot of people into the band.
yeah.
I'm curious about that. With firstly, I guess with that album, that brought a lot of eyes to the band. So, what was it like? I guess kind of seeing like a big change in the perspective of the band and kind of getting that international recognition at such a large degree.
I mean, it was great for us. I think that we as a band, we never had like, a major breakthrough. It's like of course, we had some releases where you got more attention than maybe we had before, and I felt it was like a constant, sustainable growth of fan base, has been very healthy for us. But sometimes you have one of those songs where you feel like it's something really special, and we definitely felt that with Infectious. And it was kind of when we wrote that song, uh, it happened really fast, and I remember Harold showing me the instrumental, and I was completely in love with it, and the rest happened like very quickly that I got the lyrics down, I got the melodies down, but then you started second guessing the song and thinking, is this chorus good enough? Is it catchy enough? And I tried probably 15 different versions of the chorus, but always came back to like, no, the first version was probably the best. And it was a learning curve for us to like trust your first instincts sometimes. We never thought it was like a typical single format kind of song. But there was something about it that we said, okay, we think it has something special. Let's do it as a single. And even with the extended intro outro of the music video, it's incredible that the song got that attention that it got.
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember when that song came out, like I was showing it to everyone, just going, "You got to see this. This is crazy." Like you guys were kind of like doing some things that a lot of bands in that kind of metalcore scene weren't really touching, and especially something else I want to kind of talk about is more the symphonic elements you guys add to your music. Where a lot of bands kind of I guess firstly, do you guys consider yourself a symphonic metal band? How do you self-describe?
I wouldn't say symphonic, but it's like depends on who's asking you, you know? If your grandmother would ask you, you say you play rock music, and if your dad asks you, you say you play metal music, and someone younger, maybe you say metalcore. And it's always like you're defining to a certain genre, but it doesn't fully describe what you do. And in our case, we've been changing quite a lot over the years, and we just like to write music for the sake of writing music and because we love to write music. So we let ourselves take our music outside of that genre as well and do different things. Um, I think a metalcore or Scandinavian metal with symphonic elements is a pretty okay way to say it.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, like there's not a lot of bands that are kind of doing the things that you guys are doing. And me personally, like I listen to a lot of the kind of like symphonic, progressive metal, so like stuff like Nightwish and Epica and all that. So I kind of hear stuff in that, but I also hear this very kind of like almost Parkway Drive kind of like vibe to it at the same time, and they mesh so perfectly. It's amazing. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, that's all good. And then obviously, kind of like for those that don't know what I'm talking about, one of the big kind of parts of the band is not only do you do the vocals, where you kind of is doing all the singing for the most part, you're also playing violin while doing those vocals, which is to me insane. With that, how does playing a violin while kind of balancing like the harshness of the vocals that you do with the creativity of kind of letting out everything on the violin, how does that feel to kind of do and perform?
Uh, I mean, it's fun. It wasn't. It was kind of. Uh, it, I wouldn't say a mistake, but it was not deliberate. Because I think it was just during one of the music video shoots that I thought it would be cool to to have a shot where I scream and play at the same time. But after we did the video, I was like, holy shit, now I have to actually do that live as well. So I had to figure out like how do I do this at the same time. But yeah, for me, it's just like those vocals and violin are two very different types of focus, and I try to like stay right in the middle and not over focus on one or the other, because then you kind of you stop thinking about the other part if you focus too much on the one. um, it's hard to explain, but I think that's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's just a balancing act, and you just got to maintain that balance and find that middle ground to make it work.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, obviously, moving forward into 2024, you guys recently just dropped your new record, The Black, back in April. I love it. Out of, I think, the entire discography, I think it's probably my favorite. It's probably the strongest record of the bunch. Is there any songs in particular that, off this new record that you're excited to get in front of fans for the first time?
We've actually played like almost every song on the album live. Um, but I felt like when we started to introducing the title track, The Black, to a live audience, we all could really feel that, it's something special. So I'm really looking forward to like bringing that feeling to Australia as well.
Yeah, and you recently also, just I guess speaking of that track, you dropped that the live video of it. Was it actually filmed live? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, cool. No, it's fantastic. Again, that's kind of another thing where like, I hadn't really watched too many live videos, you guys. I'd just seen music videos, and seeing the, just when you kind of like reach for the violin and you pull it out, and then it's just, you can kind of see the focus very quickly change, and then it's just, you're in it, and it's really cool to see kind of like, yeah, just how you play the violin and just balance the vocals, and it's a perfect harmony. Now, there's a specific track that on that album that I actually want to talk about. It's probably the one I love the most before the new version came out, which is Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Yeah.
Now, that was a song that actually came out last year, and I remember when that came out, again, another song I just adored. But then out of nowhere, last month, you guys dropped another version of the track with Lucas Woodland from Holding Absence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Holding Absence are going to be out here not long after you guys with Yumi at 6. But how did that collab come about? Like, I love that band, so I didn't know that was kind of something that I needed to hear until it was like, hey, listen.
Yeah. We met each other at a festival in Europe. I think it was 2019. And we kind of we didn't have a lot of time there, but it was like a really nice encounter, and then we kind of just followed each other's career paths after that, and had some contact here and there, and I think that before we headed to the US for the first time, also Lucas reached out to me and was like really nice, and asking if I need any tips or advice for like surviving as a vocalist in the US, and what to avoid and what to think about. We started having a little bit more interaction after that, and then we came up with this idea of like uh, doing something with maybe one or more tracks from the albums, like inviting people that we have a connection to or respect to give a different version of our songs. And yeah, we thought about Lucas as one of the first ones, and he was super excited to do it as well. So yeah, everything worked out really nicely.
Yeah, he's an incredible vocalist, and I guess in
Yeah,
saying that, is that a potential tease that we could be getting more collab tracks of songs off the Black coming soon?
maybe.
Who knows? Another song I want to shout out on the record is Beyond the Pale. That song, I don't think I've had a song hit me immediately on a first listen like that, especially with the chorus. That chorus is huge, and I love it. So I just wanted to let you know that song to me is incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, All good. So basically, that's all I've really got for you. But obviously, you know, you guys are going to be here for Good Things 2024, first time in Australia. I'm so glad you guys are going to make the trip over, and I'm really excited to catch you guys.
Yeah, me too. I'm really
Cool.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, no worries. And not only that, but like, there's such an extremely strong like lineup of bands from Korn and Bowling for Soup and all these kind of cool little genres and stuff. So kind of, I feel like it's one of those things. You guys are definitely going to be like the underdogs on that card. Where like I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to show up that maybe don't know who you are, but if they give you the time, I think they're going to be blown away with what they see.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Well, that's everything I've got. Good Things is going to be here in December, starting in Melbourne and then moving on to Sydney and then home basing it in Brisbane. Thanks so much, Eddie, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.